Today my lecture is on today article features. Actually, these article features are the semantic features. They are the semantic features means meaning related features. And these are the meanings associated with the noun phrases. Now these article features, here we are not talking about the articles A and D. Because in my previous lectures I told you about the determiners, if you remember. And the determiners are articles, demonstratives, possessives, and so on. They are all determiners. But here by articles we don't mean A and D. By article features here we mean the article features are the semantic features that are associated with noun phrases. Semantic means meaning related. It means anything that has the meaning part, the content. So I'll be here discussing about various features like generic. So generic and non-generic, generic and minus generic. In technical language, we call it generic. The spelling of generic would be G-E-N-E-R-I-C, generic. And then there is non-generic, generic and non-generic. And from non-generic, we move on to specific and non-specific. You all know the spelling of the word specific and non-specific. Number one is generic and non-generic. Second is specific and non-specific. And from specific, we call it plus specific, and non-specific, we call it minus specific. And this is article features are the biggest tools that will give you the idea about textual analysis. And if you want to interpret the text, if you want to interpret the meaning, and if you are analyzing a piece of poem, or if you are analyzing a piece of prose text, then these tools are very, very useful. Article features, IC analysis, they help you discover this. Another is, one is generic and non-generic. Second is specific and non-specific. The third is, the next stage is definite and non-definite, means plus definite and minus definite. Situational, exophoric, and then we have immediate local situation, and then we have the general situation, and so on. This was just the terminology, the keywords. This was a glossary, or these were the keywords that we were discussing for today's lecture. When we talk about article features, तो हमेशा दो बातें होंगी. वो दो बातें कौन सी होंगी? या तो वो जेनेरिक होंगी या माइनस जेनेरिक होंगी. अगर जेनेरिक है तो कोई बात नहीं, माइनस जेनेरिक है तो फिर दो बातें होंगी. या तो वो स्पेसिफिक होगा या नॉन स्पेसिफिक होगा. नॉन स्पेसिफिक है तो कोई बात नहीं, अगर स्पेसिफिक है तो फिर दो बातें होंगी. कौन सी दो बातें होंगी? या तो वो डेफिनेट होगा या नॉन डेफिनेट होगा. अगर नॉन डेफिनेट है तो कोई बात नहीं, अगर डेफिनेट है तो फिर दो बातें होंगी. या तो वो लिंग्विस्टिक क्लू होगा या सिचुएशनल क्लू होगा. तो लिंग्विस्टिक क्लू है तो फिर दो बातें होंगी, या तो वो कैटाफोरिक होगा या एनाफोरिक होगा. कैटाफोरिक एंड एनाफोरिक, एनाफोरिक एंड कैटाफोरिक, ANAPHORIC, एनाफोरिक. कैटाफोरिक CATAPHORIC, कैटाफोरिक. एनाफोरिक एंड कैटाफोरिक. और अगर सिचुएशनल क्लू है तो फिर दो बातें होंगी, या तो वो जनरल सिचुएशन होगी एक्सोफोरिक, या लोकल इमीडिएट सिचुएशन होगी. तो ऐसी दो बातें और निकलती जाएंगी, और ये बात निकलती जाएगी, और जैसे जैसे बात निकलेगी तो दूर तलक जाएगी. सो वी हैव वेरियस सिचुएशंस एंड मीनिंग्स. इसी तरह हम बाल की खाल निकालते हैं, राई का पर्वत बनाते हैं, और मीनिंग ढूंढते हैं और मीनिंग निकालते हैं. अपने मन से अनुमान लगाते हैं, तरह तरह के तस्वुर करते हैं, कल्पनाएं, इमेजिनेशन एंड स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस में चले जाते हैं. एंड we have subjectivity, and we think the world is going to be the way we are perceiving it to be. But here article features is not subjective, it is objective, because it is related to the concrete findings of the meaning. So it's like the way a detective would solve a case. Or donkey, here we are concerned with a donkey. Anybody would love to utter the meaning?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Ass or gadha.
Yeah. Okay. So a donkey is an animal. Now underline this word, a donkey and an animal. Two NPs are there, noun phrases are there. One is a donkey, another is an animal. So article features are going to be the same for both, because an animal here stands for a donkey and donkey stands for an animal, because a donkey cannot be human beings. However, human beings can be, but a donkey cannot be a human being. Otherwise, two donkeys would be talking together, and one donkey would jestingly say to another donkey, "तुम भी क्या आदमियों जैसी बातें कर रहे हो?" What you are talking like a human being. This is how they use the term human being in their own sense of intelligence. So, if I say donkey, what are we talking about? All the donkeys in the world, or we are just talking about one donkey?
One donkey.
Are we talking about one donkey? A donkey is an animal. What about other donkeys in the world? Are they human beings?
No, sir.
No.
6 billion population. 6 billion population of human beings. Are they donkeys? Rest of the people? If I say
No, sir.
an animal, I'm talking about one donkey in the world or all the donkeys in the world. Decide this issue.
Collectively, sir. Collectively.
Yeah.
All donkeys in the world.
You're talking about all the donkeys in the world.
A donkey is representing all the donkeys.
Okay,
The donkey community.
We are talking about
Like a
even when we are
species.
using the article a, even when you are using, because a article comes, we have been taught in the grammar that for one thing only, if it is singular, if it is not plural, for a singular you have to put an indefinite article before it, a or n. It stands for one. This is what we have been taught. So you are not wrong. But when I say donkey is an animal, it means we are talking about all the donkeys in the world. And the donkey under the square bracket, it will have the feature plus G, plus generic. Plus generic applies when we are talking about all the members of the class. When we are talking about all in general, generic means general. We are not talking about one member here. We are not talking about a one single story of a one single donkey. But we say a donkey is animal, it means every donkey is an animal. But if I say another word, donkeys are animals. Donkeys are animals. Donkeys underline, animals underline. So donkeys is now a plural. Are we talking about all the donkeys in the world? Or we are talking about just few donkeys? Anybody?
All the donkeys. All the donkeys.
It means even if I say a donkey or even if I say donkeys, both have the feature. Meaning wise, their meaning is the same. Surface structure is different. Difference between appearance and reality. Don't go for the how the sentence appears. Go for the deep structure. Go for the deep meaning. A donkey may be singular, but it stands for representative of the whole. If I say the donkey is an animal, the donkey is an animal. Now decide whether it is, I'm talking about one donkey or all the donkeys.
Sir, I think all the donkeys.
Yeah, you're right. Donkeys and the donkey, in all these cases, their grammatical structure is different. There are three different noun phrases here, but their article features, their semantic features is plus generic, means meaning is the same. If I say the tiger is a ferocious animal, the tiger, I'm using the word the tiger, is a ferocious animal, or the tiger is a dangerous animal, or the tiger is a wild animal, and the tiger. Here, am I talking about just one particular tiger?
Also.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay,
Generic.
what's your opinion?
You're talking about all the tigers.
All the tigers in the world. I'm talking.
Class of tigers.
I was talking about all the donkeys in the world, and I am talking about all the tigers in the world, because we have a ferocious animal which decides that it is plus generic, that all tigers are ferocious, all tigers are wild animals. No tiger is so swell. No tiger is so PhD in English literature. All tigers are ferocious animals. You can't expect educatedness from them. Okay, they may be trained in circus, but when I say tigers are ferocious animals, I'm using the word tigers again. Here I am meaning that all the tigers in the world. But look at my third sentence. Area. The tiger that is kept from the zoo last night is roaming around Rala Mandal. Am I talking about all the tigers in the world?
No, sir.
Non-generic, sir.
One specific
It is
tiger.
minus generic. Yeah, it
Non-generic.
generic. Okay, you are right. Because I'm talking about just one tiger. That one tiger, that is specific tiger, that is kept from the zoo. So I'm giving you some other sentences quickly, and you have to decide whether they carry the plus generic features or minus generic. If I say the artist is amoral, neither moral nor immoral, amoral. 3 words: moral, A coming before moral, and I coming before moral, and moral is moral. The artist is amoral, neither immoral nor moral. So I'm talking about the artist. Underline the word the artist. Which artist I'm talking about?
So plus generic.
Generic or minus generic?
Generic. Plus generic, sir.
Yeah,
Plus generic.
because we are
Plus
talking
generic.
about all the artists in general. The artist who married Janki is very immoral.
So minus generic.
So minus generic.
I'm talking
Minus
all
generic,
the
sir.
artists in the world or just one artist?
No, sir. One particular artist.
So it will
Every
carry the feature minus generic.
Husband of Janki, sir, only.
Janki is a definite person because it's a proper noun, is the name of a person. John is a specific name. Or Gaurav Singh. Gaurav Singh is a particular, I know it, I know him, you all know him. So he's a definite. A linguist is one who makes simple things difficult, like me. A linguist is one who makes simple things difficult. What is
Plus generic.
a linguist?
So plus generic.
Plus generic.
Generic, sir. Plus
Plus
generic.
generic.
Why? Because A is there, we are talking about one linguist. A is there before it.
So it is
It's a
represented.
non-generic, sir.
Okay, yeah. It's non-generic, means we are talking about one linguist in the world.
No, sir, all the generic.
Huh?
So plus generic. Sir, it will be
Sir,
plus
it's
G.
a non-generic. It's a non-generic
Okay.
because it has been modified by relatives. So we are talking specifically about
No, here
one-
you have 2 clues. A linguist, A is there. So you might judge is for one. And next clue is a linguist is one who makes one also, A also. So do you think
so you're getting extra.
Rahul says we are talking about non-generic, minus generic means one. And decide on this issue, please. What is your opinion?
So
So
my
because
opinion.
extra linguistic information.
Generic. Plus
Plus
generic.
generic.
Okay.
Plus generic, sir.
Plus generic. Okay, give me the reason for plus generic.
So because here we are talking about all the linguists of the world.
Okay, yeah, you are right. Because a linguist here, a linguist is one. It doesn't mean that we are talking about one linguist. Because we are talking about the whole class of linguists in general. So this, despite the article A before it, and despite the use of the word one there, it doesn't mean that we are talking about just one linguist.
It
Next.
denotes the entire class. It denotes the entire class of
Yeah, it
linguists.
denotes the entire class. Exactly. It denotes the entire class. You're right. They hanged a linguist last week. Are we-
Minus generic, sir. Non-generic.
minus generic. Because All the linguists in the world, they were hanged or just one?
Just one.
One.
So it will have the feature minus generic. So I'm acquainting you with plus generic. This is how you can interpret the meaning, whether it stands for whole of the class or. And a few linguists escaped from the zoo on Sunday. A few linguists. I'm using the word a few. Am I talking about all the linguists in the world? Just one linguist or what?
A small group of
Minus
them,
generic.
part of them.
Does it mean one linguist or all the linguists in the world or what?
So minus generic.
Minus.
A certain linguist.
Yeah, here,
Yes, sir, a certain group of.
yes, certain. So it means it is minus generic because it is either one or it is few or it is some but not all. I hope you understand. Another word is there. A man is mortal. A man is mortal. A man is mortal.
Generic.
Plus
sir.
generic.
Generic, sir, plus generic.
Plus
Plus
generic.
Since we are talking about all the people in the world, all the man is one. But if I remove the word a and if I say man, a man is mortal.
Still it will be plus generic.
Non-generic.
Still it will be plus generic, sir.
Still it will be plus generic.
Plus, yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Okay, you are right because again here we are talking about all the men in the world. And if I say John noticed a man, underline the word a man. John noticed a man repairing his scooter. What will be the
Minus
purpose of a man? Yeah, I was discussing about the article features. As I told you, the article features are associated, these are the meanings associated with the noun phrases. And these are the semantic features, meanings that are often associated with the noun phrases, because article features give you a lot of information about the underlying meaning. Plus generic denotes all people in general, all the members in general. And minus generic would refer just to one or a few or some, as the case may be. If it is plus generic, there's no question. But if it is minus generic, then two things would arise. If it is minus generic, two things will be there. One will be minus specific or there will be plus specific. So if it is minus specific, no, there's no issue at all. Things would stop here. But it is a plus specific, again, two things will arise. And these two things are whether it will be minus definite or it will be plus definite. So if it is minus definite, everything stops here, things terminate here, no further talking about this. But if it is a plus definite, again, two things will arise. And therefore, there will be two things will be either it will be a linguistic clue or it will be a situational clue. In situational clue, again, there will be two things, as I said to you, either it is exophoric or it is immediate local situation. About the linguistic clue, either it will be anaphoric and cataphoric, and things will go on like this. So I was here, I had given you the example that Emily wants to marry a cook. When she marries one, she will be happy. So here the noun phrase is a cook and one. So it means that she is going to marry just one person in the world, one cook in the world. So the feature will be minus generic. But it is also clear that even she herself doesn't know it. And the person, it's only a desire that she wants to marry a cook. When she marries him, when she marries one, because she is searching for the cook and she has not been able to find so far. The search is going on. We don't know that a stranger. So the person is a stranger even in her own mind. Even she has not decided. So the speaker doesn't know who that cook will be, who that lucky guy will be. And the listener to whom she is telling that I want to marry a cook and when I find one, I'll be happy. So I want to marry a cook. So from here, it's quite clear that who is going to be a cook, we don't know. whom she is going to get married to. So the feature will be minus specific. So minus generic, minus specific, and things would stop here because the speaker herself doesn't know and the listener to whom she is telling also don't know. So the speaker doesn't know, the listener doesn't know, the world doesn't know, isn't it? In the come to the second case, Emily wants to marry a cook. When she marries him, she will be happy. The interpretation here is the word him. Him is a pronoun and it's going to take us to the definiteness level, to the definite level. Why can we say this? Because here the features will be now specific. Here it means that she wants to marry a cook. In the first case, when she marries one, she will be happy. It means the underlying condition was that provided the bridegroom is a cook, she will marry anyone. Because her criteria is just, the eligibility criteria is just being a cook. But here in this case, the eligibility criteria is not just being a cook. Means she wants to marry a particular person who is already there in her mind and she has already decided. The speaker knows it, Emily knows it, that who is that person. It means the person is specific. And the clue is given in the language. There is a linguistic clue, him. The pronoun always comes because, pronoun always stands for a proper noun. So when pronoun or proper noun is there, it means certain things are definite. And it means that she would marry a cook, she would marry a person, and by chance, it is by chance that he happens to be a cook. So the person is more important here because we are using the pronoun. Similarly, if I say Emily wants to marry an engineer, when she finds one, she will be happy. It means any engineer would do, any engineer on earth would do if she happens to lay her hands on. But in the second case, she has already decided whom to marry, or who to marry, and by chance he happens to be an engineer. Here the profession is not very important. So in the second case where him is written, here the article features are going to be number one, minus generic, and plus specific because the speaker knows it. If when the speaker doesn't know, then it is minus specific in the first case. But plus specific because here the speaker knows. But when the listeners also know, in that case, the things becomes definite. In the first case, it was very quite uncertain who is going to be that person because the person was not shortlisted, elected or selected or shortlisted or chosen as such. In the second case, the person is already chosen and she knows it. So it is plus specific. When she knows it, when the speaker knows it, then it's plus specific. But when the listeners also know it, because the whole world comes to know about it. When you narrate a secret, when the secret is already buried in your own heart, then it is a secret. But when the secret comes out of your own heart, you divulge it to the second person. Once you have told this to the second person, then it goes to the third person and it becomes public. It becomes quite an open secret, or rather it becomes an open fact. So as long as a secret is buried, lies concealed in your own heart, it's a secret. As in the first case, specific minus specific, because she herself doesn't know it. And in the second case, it is plus specific because the speaker knows it now. Whereas in the second case, she is narrating, information is being given to the world also, that Emily wants to marry a cook. When she marries him, she will be happy. The word him shows that who is that person. The identity has been fully open. The identity has become open now. So therefore, we call it plus definite. So speaker knows it, plus specific, listener knows it, or the world knows it, so it is plus definite. So here the article features will be minus generic, plus specific, plus definite. But now we come to the level of definite, then we have to decide why it is definite. How can you infer the meaning that it is definite? Clue lies in the linguistic clue. It is there in the linguistic clue. It is there in the language. Because the second part of the sentence shows him, which is underlined, which is a definite, it is a pronoun which stands for a definite proper noun. And therefore, realized as, we will write like this, minus generic, plus a specific, plus definite, realized as in linguistic clue. Now, there are two things. If the linguistic clue comes before the head noun, a cook, if the clue comes before a cook, either it will be cataphoric or it will be anaphoric. It will be anaphoric or cataphoric. If the linguistic clue comes before the head noun, a cook, then it will be anaphoric, because the clue is coming, linguistic clue is coming before the head noun. But if the linguistic clue is coming after the noun, here in this case, when she marries him, in the second sentence is giving you the clue. When she marries him, underline the word him as a proper noun, as a pronoun. Therefore, here the linguistic clue is cataphoric, because the clue has come after the head noun. Emily wants to marry a cook. When she finds him, she will be happy. Hence, in the first case, it will be minus generic and minus specific. And the things stop here, because the speaker herself doesn't know whom she is going to marry. In the second case, as I told you, when she marries him, she will be happy. The linguistic clue has been given, and this is cataphoric after coming the head noun in terms of the pronoun. So here it will be minus generic, as you can see here in the check box. It is minus generic. It's plus specific. Why plus specific? Because only the speaker knows. But if the listener doesn't know, suppose only the speaker knows and the listener doesn't know, in that case, it will be minus definite. So things would terminate here. Minus generic, plus specific, minus definite. When it is minus definite, there's not much to say ahead. So things stop here in the square bracket we are writing, minus definite. But if the listener also knows, because here the reference point is at the speaker and the reference point here is at the listener. If only the speaker knows, the listener doesn't know, in that case, it will be just minus definite. But the speaker also knows it and the listener also knows it, is going to be plus definite. Clue has been given here, which is cataphoric. It's the linguistic clue, cataphoric, and it is realized in the use of the word pronoun. So this is how we try to interpret the meaning, whether the speaker has, supplies you a lot of information from this set of two sentences. Whether the speaker has already selected the bridegroom. If she has selected the bridegroom, then who is that person? If the eligibility criteria is only being a cook. If the eligibility is not criteria of being a cook, by chance the person happens to be a cook by profession. Isn't it? क्योंकि कोई भी काम खराब नहीं होता, बुरा नहीं होता, ऊंचा या नीचा नहीं होता. In that case, by chance, he happens to be a cook. And if the speaker knows it, Emily knows it, and the person to whom it's being told, if the listener also knows it, if the world also knows it, and if they know it, how do they know it? Where is the clue? Where the clue lies in the situation or the clue lies in the language? Here the clue lies in the language. And the language, which part of the language? If it has been used before it or if it has been used after the head noun, a cook, as the case may be. So when the proper noun comes, for example, if I use a proper noun, John, in that case, the article features of John would be minus generic, plus specific plus definite realized as a proper noun. So all proper nouns will have this feature because proper noun are definite people. Because when we make use of a person, when we know a person by name, it means the person is known to the world as such. Both the speaker and both the listener know it. I'm giving a pair of two sentences to you. One sentence is, I saw a man and a boy. Underline the word a man and a boy. I saw a man and a boy. Okay, full stop. So what do you think? I'm telling you, I'm the speaker and you're all the listener. I say, I saw a man and a boy. Now tell me the article features of a man and a boy, which would obviously be same in both the two nouns. Anyone from you?
So minus G and minus S.
Minus generic and
Minus specific.
minus specific. Okay. What are your reasons of calling it minus specific? Because I'm telling you, I saw a man. So, do I not know that man? The speaker doesn't know that man?
So it could be a random man. It could be any man.
Right.
I don't know. Maybe Sindras, I think.
Deepman.
Okay. The article features here will be right minus generic and minus specific. Just because minus generic and minus specific, because I have seen a man, but I don't know the man. I don't know the identity of man. If I were to know him, I would have used proper noun. I would have given you his name. Most of the time, you try to report your friend. Often you inform you try to be well-wisher of your own colleague or your own friend, and you tell him or her that, do you know, I have come to know about a secret, which is a top secret. I have come to know certain things about you. The friend gets curious. Oh, tell me what it is. Oh, somebody was telling that boss is very upset with you. Boss is very angry with you. Then the person becomes the person to whom you are narrating becomes very inquisitive. He says, who gave you this information? Who told you? बोले नहीं, मुझे नाम बताने के लिए बिल्कुल मना किया है. कसम खिलाई है कि बिल्कुल नाम मत बताना. और कोई तो भी वो आदमी था जिसने मुझे बताया. I was standing in a photocopy shop and that person met me and told me that the boss is very upset with you and he is going to demote you. Then the person, starts asking that, no, tell me the name of that person. Bole, I don't know the name. He was just a man standing at the photocopy shop and he just informed me about this. He gave me this shocking truth about you. And I believed him completely because he was a stranger. So I believed him. And I'm telling you now that be careful. Like that. There was a movie also on basis of this minus specific features, plus definite, minus definite and minus specific. It was a very old movie released in 1969 or 67. The name of the movie was Halchal. Isn't it? Halchal, where Kabir Bedi was featuring, and it was a multi-star film. There were many Halchal movies over time, over a period of time. There was one movie in 70, 72 and so many. That Halchal in which Kabir Bedi is there. The whole movie is based on, once I was watching this movie and I came to know about that the use of article features have been beautifully employed in that movie. And the whole movie becomes a comedy of manners or comedy, anti-sentimental comedy, comedy of manners. Most of the Shakespearean comedies very well. And most of the movies would not have been possible because 60s, 70s, 80s movies would not have been possible if there were mobile phones. Before 90, if there were mobile phones or WhatsApp, most movies would not have been prepared. Like Tales of the D'Urbervilles, a novel written by Thomas Hardy, wouldn't have been possible if there were WhatsApp or if there were mobile phones available at that time. Because the whole novel or the whole movie and many Bollywood movies like Dulhan Ek Raat Ki has been based on this Thomas Hardy's Tales of the deer. Every decade a movie was made on this Thomas Hardy's Tales of the D'Urbervilles. And you can see this ambiguity arising, the miscommunication. There was always a gap communication problem because of the barriers in communication. Because in Tales of the D'Urbervilles, Angel Clare writes a letter and he drops into the slips it into the door of a house, and that letter lies hidden under the carpet, and the whole novel story takes place. If there were if there were WhatsApp or SMS service, Messenger, Instagram, so many things, mobile phones even, tragedies would not have taken place such, and most of the stories would become just zero in that case. So modern time is a different. So these are the article features. For example, if I say I saw a man and I saw a boy.
Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Unmute your mic.
I guess sir is not talking to us. He is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I saw a man and I saw a boy, because when I say a man, I'm not using the proper noun of a person because I don't know that man. And therefore, I saw a man, he was complaining against you to the boss and he was giving the information that you will be demoted and whatever it is. So the features of this, because I don't know that guy, so the features here will be minus generic and minus a specific. That's all. Because it's not plus. Even I don't know the person whom I met there in photocopy shop who was talking ill about you, and I'm your well-wisher and I'm telling you all this today to let you know the truth on the earth, that who you are and what people say about you. So I'm trying to show you the mirror, that how the world is talking about you. It means, but I am not ready to tell the name of that person, and I say on oath, I say that I don't know that person, who is minus generic, minus specific. But if I know that person and I don't want to tell the name of that person to the listener, sometimes we hear that, oh, you know that somebody called me and complained about you, you favor X and Y and Z. And I tell this to my friend X, Y, and Z, and he wants to know the name, elicit the name out of me. And I say, I don't know the name. It was a phone number, unknown call, and that guy didn't tell me the name. Or if I know the person and don't want to tell the name, then it will be minus generic, plus specific, minus definite. These are common occurrences in our day-to-day speech, and you can identify it well. But if I tell you the name, that no, that particular person, this and that was telling you about this, and I'm telling you the name also, he happens to be your fast and close friend, minus generic, plus specific, plus definite. And the clue will be there in the situation, or the clue will be there in the language. And if I say, I saw a man and a boy, in the next sentence I'm saying, the man was beating that boy. The man was beating the boy. Now, in this case, I saw a boy, I saw a man and a boy. I'm giving you the introduction, first of all. The feature of the boy and the man would be minus generic.
So because here the speaker
Minus
knows.
generic. Minus generic because the man, we don't know the man.
Okay. No. Minus generic.
It's plus generic.
Yes, sir, it's plus
Is plus
generic.
generic? Are we talking about
Because the
all
man
the men in
is
the world?
particular man.
No. Am I plus generic means I'm talking about all the men in the world and all the boys in the world, and all the men in the world are beating all the boys in the world? That will be plus generic.
Sir, it would be minus generic plus specific
Right.
plus definite. Plus definite.
Plus definite. Why it is plus specific and why it is plus definite?
Because now the speaker also knows and the listener also knows. Both of them are aware of the fact.
The speaker also knows it. The listener also knows it. How do you find this that listener also knows it?
Because he is mentioning it for second time.
Okay. Actually, when he says the boy was the man was beating the boy. When you gives you the information, he has already introduced you in the sentence before that. I saw a man. He has given you the background. He has given you the introductory sentence. He has given you the introduction of a man and a boy in the first sentence. So here there is a linguistic clue. Language clue is there. And the language is clue coming before the man and this a boy and a man. He first gave you the introduction about he saw a man and a boy. Then he tells that the man was beating that boy. It means it is minus generic plus specific plus definite realized as definite article the plus noun, because the boy and the man, definite article the plus noun. And here the clue is linguistic clue, anaphoric, because he has already introduced you in the sentence number 1. So the clue has been given already. He has given the introduction. He has introduced you to the boy and to the man in the terms that he saw.
Sir, may I
Yeah.
try? Sir, may I do it?
Yeah.
Sir, but I saw a man. I saw a man and a boy. So here a man and a boy will be minus generic and minus specific, because we don't know the identity of the man. And if we would have known the identity of that man, we would have used a noun, that is plus generic and minus specific. So and then the continued sentence, the man was beating the boy. The man and the boy, where we have underlined this. So this would be a minus generic plus
Okay.
specific plus
Okay.
definite, and it would be realized as definite article,
Okay.
the plus noun.
That's great. What about the clues here? Realize this, definite article and noun. Anything about the clue?
So anaphoric.
Okay.
Sir, this will be realized as a linguistic clue, which is anaphoric.
Okay, right. This is what you have to say actually.
Excuse me, one doubt I have.
Yeah. Welcome.
So what is the difference between cataphoric and anaphoric?
Yeah. Well, language, linguistic clue. Clue in the language comes before the head noun, means the man. Then it is, if the clue is coming before, then it is anaphoric. And if the clue is coming after the head noun, it is cataphoric. Just for example, in the first case, Emily wants to marry a cook when she marries him. Here the clue is in the second sentence after the head noun, a cook. So it is cataphoric. Anaphoric, here I saw a man and a boy. Introduction has been always given to you. The clue is given here with this sentence. And then the information is being given to you. The vital information is being given to you. That is of beating. So here the clue would be anaphoric. Anybody would like to explain this anaphoric and cataphoric issue? Yes,
may I?
please. Yeah.
So the clue that is coming before the head noun, it will be anaphoric, and the clue which is coming after the head noun, that is cataphoric.
Okay, very good.